Hello, welcome to Preschool Art. I'm Tara, and today we are doing watercolor fish. I like watercolor. Watercolor's fun. Fish are also awesome, I think. I like animals. So, got a piece of paper. If it doesn't turn out like you want it to, that's okay. It's art. Art is all about experimenting and trying out different things. Watercolors. Water. And paintbrushes. I was going to use this one, but I remembered last time this was terrible and it kept falling apart. So if you want better brushes for watercolor, I highly recommend that. Okay, I'm going to use my new unicorn paintbrushes. They're super fun. Okay, so one of the rules I've always had in preschool art when I do this in person is when you are done with a color, wash your brush in the water, well, rinse it in the water, so you don't double dip into other areas, because then your paints are not going to be as colorful. There's still paintbrush pieces on the wells of paint from last time. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera down so you can see what I'm doing, and here we go. All right. My piece of paper. I am going to do goldfish. You can do any kind of fish you want to do. It's your art. I'm a big advocate of doing what makes you happy and expresses how you feel. Okay. I'm going to do a top view. This is so much better in the paintbrush department. All right. There's one. Kind of accidentally doing a Pisces looking thing here. Pisces are two fish stylings in one this way and one this way. So that's what that reference is. Okay. Load your paintbrush up with paint. See how I wash it after every, well, I haven't done any other colors yet, but you will see that. Again, that's because then your paints are going to stay nicer and not muddled down with a bunch of other colors. That fish is a little funky, and if you don't like it, you can always change it. It has a better shape to it. This is a top view. I don't know if I said that already. I still get kind of nervous on camera. Okay, there we go. Oops, I smeared it. We'll just make it a little bigger there, and then no one knows. Okay. If you do a design, I do things in 1s, 3s, 5s, 7s, the opposite, like, or not opposite, but odd numbers, because it gives a better balance. There we go. Got some fish. I was going to do a top view, but I decided we're just going to do a side view. So, like I said, you can change your picture up as it goes along. If it's not working right for you, that's okay. We are now I'm going to do an aquarium thing. So I'm going to do this draw or paint upside down business again. I'm not too terrible at it, so my brain likes to work that way anyway. I can read upside down too. I changed it, see that's a smudge, so we'll fix that later. I changed it from a top view because the fins were all wrong for a top view. They would be straight. I don't know what I was thinking. So now, again, we're doing the aquarium thing here. Okay, another thing is if you load up your paintbrush with not a lot of water and then you like glide it across there, then you can do some shading. See how that is darker on the one side, so it gives it some dimension. So if you're going to shade, I would stick with the same side that you're going to shade with. So the light source would probably, well not probably, it would be over here. And then the shadow would be the opposite side of the light source. I like the science of things, so and I've always wondered why about lots of things. So that's why I give lots of reasons. I was a very curious kid, and I know there's some out there that are. Go. All right. And what color should we do the rocks? I'm gonna do purple. In my aquarium at my house, I have natural rocks, but I don't want to do brown here because it's not going to show up as brightly, and I want you to see what I'm doing. Alright. Now, we're doing blue even though water is not blue. It looks like it's blue because of reflection. Reflection from the sky. Or the ocean, I don't remember. One of those two. This paintbrush is so much better. See how my colors are all vivid and nice? It's because I wash my paintbrush out between colors. I will always mention that because it's worth mentioning. If you want your supplies to last longer and stay nice, take care of them. Okay, so blue and yellow, what is that going to make? Because there's yellow right here. I know, but let's find out. It covered it up kind of nicely. It will make green though. Remember, the more paint you pick up with the brush, the more vivid it's going to be also. You can tell my favorite color is blue because that is the well that is the most used. I'm going to change brushes actually. That can dry on there. I'll go with a big flat one. Oh yes. Much better. I'm not doing a very good job of protecting my table, but I would recommend putting paper or newspaper down or plastic. Watercolor does clean up really nicely, but it is water on wood, so you want to protect it. Alright, we're almost done with the color. Alright. My hand likes to make noises on this table. Oh, I don't know if I told you this, but this is just simple cardstock. Cardstock is super easy to use if you don't have watercolor paper. And I do have watercolor paper at home, but I wanted to show you what it would probably look like since you most likely don't have watercolor paper. It's going to curl a little bit because it is not generally for water, but it works really well for general little watercolor paintings you do. If you were going for a fancy masterpiece that you were looking to show off forever, totally go with watercolor paper. Fancy masterpiece on cardstock works just fine too. Also, if you don't like the curl of the paper, wait until it's dry and then you can flatten it out with a heavy book or something that is weighted so it flattens the paper back out. Alright, we are done with blue. I'm going to call that good. Let's see if I have it up here. Oh, I do. My favorite thing to do is ink and watercolor. You can do it with a Sharpie, although those are permanent, so I don't know how many people are going to actually be allowed to have a Sharpie. But you can also do it with pen. Let's see. Actually do it with a pen. And then you can define, it's not even wet and it's not marking. There we go. You can define it if you like stuff to pop out a little bit. I'm going to have the fish go in front. of the flower or the plants. And it doesn't have to actually be in the lines. That's completely okay. I'm not entirely sure how I missed the dorsal fin, so you can be as abstract with it or very precise with what you want your fish to look like. I'm just going for whatever, just standard fish accessories like dorsal fins that I forgot. Oh yeah, we were doing a top view at first. Okay. And we can do the pen just defines it if you want a more defined look. If you just want the watercolor look, that is totally fine also. And then since the fish is in front of it, we just stop the line there and then continue down here. Long video because I'm just trying to give you guys plenty of ideas. Okay. That's going to be rocks, but I don't think you guys want to see me do 800 circles, so there we go. And we have our finished thing. Oh, I forgot. I always remember this too. Always sign your work, because then it is complete. Not complete until you sign it, at least in my world. And there you go. We've got a watercolor fish painting. Thanks for watching. I hope you have fun trying.